Welcome to Branded Storytelling in the Digital Age. Hi, I'm Dr. Moin, your module convener. In this short presentation, I'm going to give you a brief overview of this module, which has been inspired by two of my books. However, I've also consulted many books, journal articles, and a variety of other resources from renowned academics, practitioners, storytellers, and screenwriters. So let's start with a timely question. How many brand messages do you come across every day? Well, one study suggests by the time you become 65 years old, you will have seen 2 million brand messages. Let's put it into perspective. That is equivalent to watching of commercials for 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, and for 6 years. That's a lot of clutter, right? So how can we break through these clutters? Storytelling. Yes, that is the technique that we have been using since time immemorial, from the age of cave to the age of computer. According to psychologists, stories fits into our minds. It sticks there and connects us with others. Neuroscientist research found that when stories are told, the brain of the storytellers and the story listeners activate in the same way, because neurons are fired in both the brain in the same way. So an amazing neural ballet takes place in the brains of the storytellers and listeners, and they get connected by neural coupling. As both the parties have the same experience, this is also known as emotional coupling. Thus, storytelling is redefining the brand communication. As marketing guru Seth Godin rightly said, marketing is no longer about stuff that you make, but about the stories you tell. So when you enter into my class, you will understand how a story makes us human. As you know, ancient people used to congregate around night fire, recounting their hunting adventures and heroic tactics to survive the wild animal attacks. Storytelling was the means to pass wisdom from generation to generation. These have taken various forms over the ages, ranging from oral and visual storytelling to written storytelling. And in today's world, digital storytelling has become a new marketing phenomenon. Storytelling triggers our imagination. It fills the gap between what is and what could be. It allows us to create fictional reality, making our life more interesting while living in between hope and despair, change and trait of change. You will also learn how marketing has changed over time, but storytelling has remained at the core of brand communication. He will give a deep dive into how marketing has evolved over the last 3 centuries, since Benjamin Franklin launched the Pennsylvania Gazette, and how marketers have used stories as their marketing strategies and tactics. So the essence of storytelling, which is an ancient art, hasn't changed in the modern day. Rather, it has changed the medium of telling stories, creating a virtual community through the use of social media and digital technologies. Due to social media, brand storytelling transcends time and space. As performance artist Laurie Anderson put it in a compelling way, technology is the campfire around which we tell stories. We will learn the art and science of different types of stories brands tell and captivate their audience, not only to win a space in their memory, but also to create brand tribes. Here is an example. 30th March 1971. It was a special day in the lives of the people of Seattle, USA, with Starbucks opened its door. This was the first time people got an opportunity to enjoy coffee outside home with their friends and family. This was the first wave of coffee revolution in America. 1982, a young man named Howard Schultz joined the company. He was passionate about people and believed coffee would be a great excuse to connect with them, his customers, and the employees. In 1983, he had an opportunity to visit Milan. There he loved people's gathering everywhere. He found that peoples were walking and talking, but at the heart of everything was a cup of coffee. Completely sold onto this wonderful experience, he wanted to bring this lively coffee culture back to America. But Starbucks was not ready to embrace this Italian culture. As the opportunity knocked his door, in 1985, he found his own coffee brand, Il Giornal, offering brewed coffee and espresso beverages from a Starbucks coffee bean. As he poured his passion into the cup of coffee, his brands started growing at an unprecedented speed. So in 1987, he managed to acquire Starbucks. So Starbucks was reborn as the third place between home and work, and it started its journey under the visionary leadership of Howard Schultz. And this was the second wave of coffee revolution in America. Within a few years, Starbucks became a global brand that is very close to people's heart. Marketers were curious to know about the secrets of Starbucks success. And they discovered that the success of Starbucks was not in the science of making coffee, but in the art of telling a timeless story that Howard Schultz told to his employees, to his customers, and even to Oprah Winfrey during an interview. This was the story. It was an epiphany, and I was out of my mind. I walked in and saw this symphony of activity, and the romance, and the theater of coffee, and coffee being at the center of conversation, creating a sense of community. That's what spoke to me. Now see the power of storytelling in developing a brand. Do you know what this story is known as? This is a strategic brand story. Strategic brand story conveys the purpose of the brand through the art of storytelling. It helps bring brand's mission to life and clarifies brand's value. This brand story has helped Howard Schultz to redefine Starbucks' positioning. We are not in the coffee business serving people. We are in the people business serving coffee. That's very different, right? There are many other stories that you can learn. It will be instrumental with the tools and techniques to develop them. So you might ask, what is a story? What are the main components of a story? And how can we make a compelling story? Well, you will dive into narrative theories and understand the anatomy of a story. You will understand the principles of storytelling. You'll also learn how to create a relatable character and an unforgettable villain. You will learn how to create a setting that triggers our imagination, plots that brings us into the story world, narrative transportation, and the art of creating narrative drive that makes you ask, what is next? You will also learn neuroscience's approaches to storytelling and how our story-making mind works. Although our mind is a story maker, it does not convert every trivial change into a story. Rather, it focuses on meaningful dynamic change. You will also learn the art of storyfied branding, advertising, sales, lead generation, storynomics, and how the role of CMO is evolving in the modern day. You will also learn the art of personal branding through storytelling, and discover the magic inside you. As J.K. Rowling said, we all have magic inside us that will transform you from a category into a character. This will bring us into the imagination age, and you will be able to predict the future of storytelling. So we are embarking into a world of creative renaissance, where the magic of storytelling will take place at the intersection of human minds and immersive technologies. The power of our imagination and our ability to tell stories has brought us into the imagination age, letting us evolve from a society of farmers to a society of factory workers, and then transform into a society of knowledge workers. And today, we are a society of creators, empathizers, big picture thinkers, and storytellers. The Richard Branson said from his Virgin Galactic Express flight on the 11th July 2021, "I was once a child with a dream looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship, looking down to our beautiful Earth. To the next generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do." We are living at the pinnacle of art, science, commerce, and creativity. This is the time to fly with your mind and navigate with your heart. There is no better time than now in the history of mankind to tell stories and spread your voice across the world. Finally, this model will not limit within brand storytelling. As brands are becoming inseparable entities of our life, this model will also examine human experience through stories and genres with various colors and forms of life. It will let you ask life's big question and help shaping life's philosophy. You will learn to discover life through a three-act drama. Act 1, we are born, life begins in the world. Act 2, we live our lives with sorrows and tears, happiness and laughter. We encounter challenges. We face tests and overcome difficulties. Then we are transformed. Act 3, we die. What remains is a story. You will not only learn the art of brand storytelling and how to write your life stories, but will also master the art of living that transcends the ordinary. And I look forward to meeting you all. Thank you.